Hello, I'm Matt from Ludo-Chrono, and today I'm going to give you an overview of Team Story. Team Story is a narrative game for 2 to 7 players ages 5 and up, and it plays for around 20 minutes. In this game, players are going to tell a story together or listen to that story. And you do so to gain victory points, and you gain points either by guessing what the cards are or by having your cards guessed. So how does it happen exactly? So we're going to have different roles. We have a listener, and the other players are all going to be storytellers. And the storytellers are going to weave a story together while the listener listens. And then the listener will puzzle back the story together and place the cards on the scroll. So there is another role which is taken up by usually the oldest player, and that's the scribe, and they are also a storyteller, and they are going to consign everything and mark up the scores. So how does the game play? Every storyteller will have 3 cards in their hand, and they will start telling a story. So the first storyteller, the storyteller to the left of the listener, is going to select a card from their hand and show it to the scribe, and they will tell a story. So for example, once upon a time, there was a beautiful island under the sun with palm trees, and they are going to show that to the scribe, and the scribe is going to write the number of the card right here on the sheet, because the sheet is going to record basically how the story goes. And then the card is placed face down, and then the storyteller draws a new card into the hand. Then the next storyteller picks up the story where it was left, and will continue. The inhabitants of that island were in peace, and then one morning they saw sails on the horizon, pirates. So again, the scribe will record pirates because there is a pirate ship, and then the storyteller draws and passes on to the next storyteller. And they were brave, so they decided to go meet the pirates, to have a drink with them, and they did so on their surfboards. And we go on and on until the scroll is full. While the storytellers tell their story, the listener tries to understand what it is about and tries to guess what the cards are. And then all of the cards are taken and shuffled together. And now the listener is going to piece the story back together with these cards. So now the listener moves to the quest phase. They will have 2 cent timers, 1 minute to piece the story back together. So for example, they will place this, and then they will place this and that. They remember that. They try to find the pirates, and so on and so forth. And once it's done, or once the cent timer expires, they will simply move on to scoring, and the scribe is going to give them the answer. So that was not the right island. This is an island with a volcano, not with the treasure in it. So it is flipped down because that card was not in the set. This card was correctly placed though, so it will score 2 points for the listener. This card wasn't rightly placed. It's going to be flipped down, and this card was there, however, but it is not in the right place, so it will score 1 point, and those cards were simply not there. And that gives us a score of 3 points for the listener. And every storyteller will score 1 point per card that was guessed correctly. So now we move on to the next round. We're going to pick up the cards, shuffle them, deal new cards, and especially important, we're going to switch roles. You will be listener only once per game, and once everybody has been the listener of one story, we tally up the scores, and the player with the most points wins the game. Please note that there are several variants to the game, so we have 2 decks, an adventure deck and a magic deck, but we can also make the game a bit tighter, a bit more complex, with more parchments to make the story longer and wider. You can deal more cards to the players and to the pool, and so on and so forth. That's it for Team Story. So this is a game about telling stories together, but also listening to stories together and piecing them together. Now, bye-bye, see you on Ludochrono.